very, it's just constant. And, I'm really disheartened by it. I really am.
Well, I'm reading some of the headlines of your latest dispatches, the London Guardian, as they were on screen, and it sounds almost apologetic, like our man is sorry he's causing so much trouble. Why is that the spin? So it's bad secret police keep kidnapping you every day and taking you away? I mean, you were kidnapped twice. You know, when George Bush had a press conference, ordered me kidnapped for an hour, and then they threw me out on the side of the highway. That was kidnapping. I mean, you've been kidnapped, and instead it looks like the newspaper's apologizing for you.
Well, no, that's me apologizing. That's me. That's my words, and I'm saying the point I'm making in that piece. The point I'm making is that, I'm coming at this. You know, obviously, as an English guy, middle class, well brought up by my middle class parents.
That won't help you. They know you're evil now.
The way I want to deal with this is to be polite, gentlemanly. I want to shake hands and say no hard feelings. Awfully sorry. Can't believe I got you into this. Everyone, isn't it a terrible situation? Sorry, everyone. Oh well, let's have a cup of tea, right? Now that's basically the way I've been trying to handle it. I've been very nice. Obviously, I'm still nice, but I haven't had that returned back to me, and I feel let down by that. And that's me being naive. I know, and I know you'll shout at me now, but I did kind of expect them to play the game in a kind of honourable way and to say, okay, we know who you are, but so we're going to leave you alone. You're not a threat.
Well, listen, they're imploding the government by design, Mr. Skelton. DynCorp and Halliburton in the Financial Times of London, BBC, Chicago Tribune run giant child kidnapping rings. The CPS right here in Austin puts bounties out for, what adoption agencies, what type of kids they want, and go out literally scoping kids out in public school and to steal. I mean, Mr. Skelton, the government is completely criminal worldwide. They're not going to be gentlemanly. I mean, are you kidding? These are criminals.
Yeah, well, I'd like to make a distinction between, sorry, there seems to be a whole neighbourhood of dogs barking. Apologise for that. I'd like to try and make a distinction, or maintain a distinction between the local police who are under pressure by, Bilderberg being here, and they obviously are under pressure. I know that. I appreciate that. And they've been bought off or whatever. They're just under some kind of under the thumb here, and a distinction between them and the powers that be who are up the hill, because basically the local police and me are at the same level of the pyramid. They're just me. They're just me wearing a silly hat. But the people up the hill are at the top of the pyramid, and neither me nor the police have got anything to do with them, really. And unfortunately, these guys playing around with their guns and their motorcycles, following me, thinking it's such a funny game. Isn't this brilliant? We've got him under surveillance. They're playing the big government's game, and they're playing the Bilderberg's game, and that's just infuriating. You just want to shake them and say, for God's sake, you're following the wrong person.
Well, no, listen, but they're following the right person. You're the good guy with a major newspaper trying to show a criminal, illegal, violating federal and I know British laws. They're in there setting policy and deciding, okay, you want all the power plants in Texas? Our guy Perry's here, he'll give them to you. That actually happened 2 years ago. Oh, you want us to hand all the roads over in the U.S. to a foreign bank? Sure, here they are. Oh, you want a world tax? You want, look, the military and police are there to guard the criminal elite. Just like in Nazi Germany, you could say their police and military might not all have been bad guys. In fact, a lot of them were nice guys bouncing babies on their knees when they were at home at night and cleaning the dishes. But during the day, they were lining up families in pits and shooting them. And let me tell you, this following orders to spy on Americans without warrants, and this following orders to arrest now hundreds of citizens for photographing police in England under terror charges, and you can't buy seeds now under EU law because you're a terrorist. Sir, we're going into bondage. That's what happens 99% of the time. That's why the Magna Carta and Bill of Rights and things like that created the new renaissance of liberty, and that's why these enemies of freedom are defecating all over them, and that's why they're enemies. They're enemies of everything good. These are Nazis, whatever you want to call them. They're scum, they're filth, they're trash, and we need to address them for what they are instead of apologizing. I've watched the famous footage of people in Soviet Russia being rounded up, or people in Germany, or people being rounded up in China, and they're always apologetic to the police as they're being taken to their deaths. I'm not going to be apologetic to criminals. I don't care how many uniforms they've got. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to continue your thought, but to say that what I think I've learned so far is that where I've put my head above the parapet here is that I've become, in inverted commas, a member of the press. You know, I'm not really a reporter. I work writing stuff for things, but I'm not. I might be a writer, but I'm not a reporter. But I tell you what, as soon as I have a camera and as soon as I'm filing copy somewhere, anywhere, I become a threat. I become a voice, and they prefer the voiceless, and they hate someone with a voice. And I just think we're living for a brief period, I don't know how long, in an age where it's technologically possible for everyone to become a reporter.
Well, let me tell you what happened.
For everyone to stick a lens in the windows of the delegates' cars as they go up to build a boat.
And that's why the British government is saying photography in public is an act of terrorism, because they don't want it. And I agree with you. The power of the citizen press, not just a London Guardian reporter, is incredible. Now, let me expand on that. The Bilderberg Group made the cold-blooded decision. When they drive into events with blackened windows, they hold newspapers up to their faces because they know they're engaging in criminal acts and taking over nations. Now, you're there. This is happening. They made a cold-blooded decision, because I've been told they've arrested and detained a bunch of people, and I want you to tell us about that. They've made the cold-blooded decision. This is kind of taking the gloves off. I've never seen it where they're just arresting and detaining people en masse 2+ miles away, according to Tucker. So they've made a conscious decision to get all the bad publicity because they don't want anybody seeing who is at that meeting. Now, tell us your take on that.
Well, their job would be made a lot harder if more people were here, I have to say. And I please don't think I'm being self-righteous at all in saying that I think it's important that I'm here. I think it's important that Jim Tucker's here. It's important that, the guy I just spoke to from Romania, he's here. It's important that Bernie, who went out on the boat to try and get near, to take photographs of them from the sea, is here. I think it's all important. And you know what? We might be entering an age where everyone has to just change what they do a little bit and become a little bit more active. And,
yes.
just a little bit. Just pick up a camera a bit more often, write something a bit more. Oh, there's one of them.
You've done it. Another one. Another secret policeman. Who's shown up now?
Yeah. Oh, he cycled off. Oh, honestly, it's pathetic. They're on bicycles now. I think it's because I'm doing a lot of walking. They're getting bored of walking after me. Anyway, so sorry, I was just saying,
Stay there. We're going to come back, sir. We're going to come back because I want you to tell us what you've seen. If you got out in the ocean, what happened, who else you've seen being detained or arrested. He's Charlie Skelton, Bilderberg 2009. Exclusive coverage right here at the tip of the spear. It is the InfoWar. I am Alex Jones.